Hi, everybody. My name is Richard Burns, and I am the founder of the Broken Responder podcast. Um, I want to talk to you about being a broken responder and the meaning behind it. And I guess we'll start off by doing a little bit of introduction about myself. Um, I am recently medically retired from being a police officer with the City of Pueblo Police Department here in Pueblo, Colorado, um, which I guess happened in February, into February of this year, um, that I was medically retired. There were two specific incidents in my career, November 10th, 2022 and November 18th of 2023. In those dates, I was um, directly involved, meaning I shot and killed two people, one on each incident. Both of them were fully investigated and ruled to be legal and justified and whatever all the other legal mumbo jumbo is. But I was cleared and justified of those. Um, doesn't make it any better mentally for you as a person. Um, I still struggled. I still struggle. Um, I guess the best way to put it is I'm broken. I'm always gonna be broken, and I'm okay with that. Um, Not in the sense that I can't do anything or but my mind is always going to be broken. Um, but the important thing is through this mental health journey that I've taken, the good, the bad, and the ugly, um, is that I'm still here to talk about it today. Um, and I want to share my journey with everyone uh, and explain what happened. Um, the fact that, I don't know, through my own lack of comprehension, ignorance, it, well, I don't know, dismissal of all the signs, um, I never paid attention to it. I locked it all up. I compartmentalized it, and it backfired tremendously, um, to the point that it broke me. Um, of course, in that whole situation, um, there's a lot of other things that happened. There were some great things as far as talk therapy, EMDR therapy. Shout out to Liz Villamarin, my therapist up in Colorado Springs at Insight Solutions. Um, she had to put a lot of time and effort into our therapy sessions, and so did I, because, to be honest, I did not understand or comprehend what emotional intelligence was. It wasn't until I was 43 years of age that I learned about emotional intelligence. Um, Not necessarily any fault of my own. Maybe, I guess I'm to blame. If you want to look at the Jocko and complete accountability, then yeah, it's my fuck up. But I wasn't raised with it. Um, that's because my father wasn't raised with it. My father was a baby boomer. He was a crusty Vietnam vet who was raised by a crusty World War II vet. Um, and all they knew was that you don't talk about emotions. You don't let people see you have emotions. Um, you suck it up and you move on because nobody takes a man seriously like that. Um, Unfortunately, I realized that I was wrong. Grown men do cry. Um, Grown men do experience emotions. I think the key to it, though, is having the right group of people around you. And when I say that, you need a Marty, um, you need a Wags, you need a Logan, and you for sure need a Billy, and you need a good fucking life. And thankfully, I have one. Um, I can't say that I was always accepting of criticism, or that I handled criticism correctly. Um, my wife is a saint, and she has been through me through this whole process. It's hurt us, it's helped us, uh, and we are making our way through it the best we can. Um, but that's important. I want to take everybody through my experience, through the good, the bad, the ugly. We're going to talk about the process, uh, filing a workman's comp claim, going through workman's comp. We're going to talk about uh, the thin blue line, the blue family, or lack thereof. We might hurt some feelings on that, but till you've been in my shoes, man, I'm not going to judge you for your beliefs on it, but you can't necessarily talk shit about mine either. Because these are my experiences. Nobody's going to take them away from me. But I'm just not the only one that's experienced that, though. There are several other folks who have experienced that, being shut out, having backs turned to you. And I want to discuss that. I want to bring all of that out and just show its crazy head. We're going to bring that bitch to the light. But the most important thing is after I get through telling my story and my experience, I want to talk to other first responders. I want to talk to firefighters. I want to talk to cops, deputies, troopers. I want to talk to the paramedics, the ER nurses, all of the first responders and the shit that they've had to deal with, and talk about it. What's helped them? What hasn't helped them? Do you take medications? Oh, the medication journey. That's a ride. You might not want to kill yourself, but you're going to shit yourself for the next 4 to 6 hours. I want to talk about all of that stuff. I want to talk about all of our journeys, and the journey, hopefully, that this will take me to is bringing more awareness to mental health and first responders. And the fact that there's not much of it. You think 5 fucking EAP sessions is gonna fucking make you feel better? Kiss my ass. It's gonna take you about 5 sessions just to actually start to open up and feel confident, with your therapist. Or you're not going to feel comfortable with your therapist. There's another thing. I want to talk about the ugly, the depression, thoughts of suicide. The fact that you can get that low to where you believe that the only way out is that way. I created a video, recorded it for my wife and my adult sons. Does that make it any better? Absolutely not. Has my thought process changed on that? Yeah, it has. I used to think that no matter what, anybody that killed themselves was definitely a coward. Now, I think of what really happened. How far did their mental health get? How low did it go for them to think that that was the only way out? I want to try to stop that. I don't want us to lose any more. I want to bring light to it. State, federal levels. What kind of funding can we get to help folks out? But I also want to see what the other studies are out there. I think if we bring in mental health and truly work on it, we might have some different outcomes in law enforcement. Maybe we have less issues with an officer using excessive force. Maybe due to the fact that we got all the other trauma that they're dealing with under control. I want folks to remember one thing out of any of this. Two, excuse me. Nobody calls the cops when they get an award. Nobody calls the cops. Or, I guess, say 911 when their child got an award. Nobody calls 911 when their kid got honor roll or there was some huge accomplishment that was done. Normally, it's the worst day, worst incident, worst time of their life. And you, as a first responder, are sent there. You're supposed to be the voice of reason. You're supposed to be the calm. And for the majority of it, we do a fucking great job at it. But eventually, it takes a toll mentally on us as first responders. And without the proper foresight, training, therapists in-house, can we do something to help fix this? And that's what I want to do. I want to bring it to everybody so that hopefully nobody else has to feel the way that I did or the other responders prior to me. We'll talk about PTSD, what it's like living with it, what happens, PTSD brain, the fact that I have to write lists daily for myself for tasks that I need to complete that day. Because if I don't, it doesn't happen. So thank you for listening this far. I appreciate it. And I hope here in the future that, man, if we can just save one first responder from going down a shitty road, that's all I want to do. Music has been a big part of my recovery because I hear music in a different light. Different songs have different meanings. But I think the one that's most important right now to me, Good Charlotte, hang on. Hang on. It gets better than you know. And for that, we'll wrap up this little intro teaser. Thank you. It gets better than you know. And I hope to see you guys soon on my first actual podcast.